from scoring 13 three-pointers in a single game to that famous corner three to force overtime against the Pelicans in Game 3. Here are some of the craziest three-pointers from Steph Curry's career. To start off, his insane performance against the Knicks at Madison Square Garden back in 2013. This was something of a Steph Curry and Jeff Van Gundy announcement to the world, and what better place to do it than New York and Madison Square Garden, huh? Curry would go on to score 54 points in the Warriors' loss to the Knicks, but he'd already announced his arrival to the world. He finished 11 for 13 from beyond the arc and showcased his full array of long-distance shots and creative layups. One of the best shots of the night came when Steph drained a signature three-pointer in a transition shot with less than 5 minutes on the clock, putting the Warriors ahead by 1. It was the perfect shot. The net barely even moved, and Steph's emphatic high-five with Draymond Green was a perfect celebration too.
Well contested, a 2-on-1 back the other way. Curry, why not, for three? Bingo!
And the Knicks crowd is stunned.
But if that was great, how about this next one that left Steve Kerr nearly furious? Yeah, this three-pointer from Steph came against the Clippers in March 2015, when Steph was maneuvering around Andrew Bogut but suddenly got stuck amid the Clippers' defenders in the lane. Now he had Klay Thompson open for the three-point shot nearby, but Steph decided to pass the opportunity and instead dribbled behind his back and away from the basket to create some space. It was done to perfection, but his decision to dribble back caused Steve Kerr to scrunch his face in disapproval, and his hands were extended in dismay. But Steph had let a wild three-point shot fly, and as you'd expect, he made it. Immediately, Kerr's anger turned into a bemused smile, with nearly passing out due to excitement on air. He claimed that it was the greatest move he'd ever seen.
Curry splits the defense behind the back, fires a three. Oh, he puts it in! What a spectacular move! And it's the largest lead of the game.
But as good as this shot was, Steph making the three-quarter court shot in the Western Conference semis was seriously cold. Yeah, the Warriors were leading 3-2 in the semifinals back in 2015 and had a 73-68 advantage in the final seconds of the third. But when Andre Iguodala blocked Jeff Green's three-pointer, the ball bounced very kindly to Curry, standing just above the free throw line near the Grizzlies' basket. Steph just took a step and heaved a two-handed shot moments before the buzzer. It would cover 62 feet as Steph made the shot in crazy fashion, leaving Memphis fans shocked and howling in protest, believing a foul had been committed. But no foul was called. The extremely long three had counted, and the Warriors took a crucial 8-point lead to the fourth quarter, which they closed out to book the Western Finals against Houston.
Green weaving, trying to get the shot up. No call that way. Curry flings it the other way, and he got it! What a turnaround! Curry the three!
A miraculous shot.
However, as good as this three against the Grizzlies was, many fans have a soft spot for Steph's three-pointer from the corner against New Orleans, and for good reason too. Once again, the Warriors were up in the first-round series 2-0, but trailed New Orleans 108-105 in the final moments of Game 3. Steph decided to take matters into his own hands as Draymond found him on an inbound pass. The chef drifted toward the corner and missed his initial attempt, only for Maurice Speights to grab the rebound and immediately get it back to Curry. Not one to be flustered, Steph immediately reloaded and made one of the best three-point shots in his entire career. A ceiling-scraping three over Anthony Davis too, by the way, and he was knocked to the ground into the first row of some stunned Pelican fans.
It's a tie here for Golden State. Curry's got it. And Curry will let it go for three, comes up short. Offensive rebound. Curry again. And Curry hits a three!
But despite making the three, Steph was furious, as he believed he'd been fouled and the Warriors should have had free throws to win it. Either way, the Warriors would go on to win it in overtime and sweep the Pelicans on their way to their first title since 1975. That said, allow me to take you all the way to 2021 for Steph's off 1-foot three, which even left the three-point demon in shock. Yeah, this one is so wild that even Curry surprised himself. Now, shots off 1 foot aren't exactly a revelation for NBA players, and they can do it with ease. But to make a three-pointer off 1 foot, that was definitely new. The Warriors would still go on to lose the game, but it wouldn't diminish the insane play the world had witnessed just before the end of the second quarter. Steph dribbled around DeAnthony Melton searching for a quick shot to make, and just as he found a bit of space, he planted his left foot, elevated into the air, and buried his shot from roughly 26 feet. It was insane.
So does Steph. So there's the free one.
He went a Steve Nash one-footed jumper from the three-point line.
The fans couldn't believe what he'd done, and even Steph was left in disbelief as he jogged back with his mouth agape and a massive grin on his face. But it wasn't the only time Steph left me feeling that way, because his MJ-like shrug deserves a mention too, which came in 2018 when the Warriors were playing the Washington Wizards at the Oracle Arena. Catching a pass from Kevin Durant, Steph made his way in front of Washington's bench, just before turning and launching a long shot from 31 feet over John Wall and of course making it. Making the shot at this point was hardly the surprise. What made this moment memorable was his reaction as he removed his mouthpiece, turned toward his teammates on the bench, and he did the exaggerated shoulder shrug, copying Michael Jordan's move from the 1992 NBA Final. It put Steph's total for the night at 46, and he would finish with 11 three-pointers and 51 points in a big win for Golden State. But Curry hasn't always had it easy when it comes to making three-pointers. Yeah, he once went 0 for 10 from the range. However, when he bounced back, he set an NBA record in the next game. Unfortunately, after the Lakers provided a shutout against Curry from the range, the New Orleans were tasked with following it up on the road. As you'd expect, it was the worst time to play Steph because he was feeling it. A night full of memorable pump fakes and wide-open looks led to Steph draining 13 for 17 long rangers, which back then became an NBA record as he scored 46 points. It was an insane display of skill from Steph, who made those three-pointers as if he was hitting free throws in training. But as good as that performance was, Steph's three-point bonanza against the OKC back in 2016 was crazy. Playing against the Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook-led OKC, the Warriors were locked in a tense battle. The game was tied at 118 apiece, and Steph was on fire. He had already made 11 three-pointers in this nationally televised Saturday affair, and in the closing seconds of overtime, Steph made his way to the logo, and his feet were still even with the R in Thunder when he launched another three. As you'd expect, he made it, scoring the final three of his 46 points and matching the then NBA record for 12. And to end the video, I can't possibly overlook the time he made his 400th three-pointer of the 2016 season, which is a record that I really don't think will ever be broken, considering the previous best was 286. But the manner in which Steph did it was even more special. He scored 46 points on that memorable night in mid-April, which also became the Warriors' 73rd win of the season, and he finished with a grand total of 402 three-pointers, breaking his own record of 286 that he set a year earlier. But it was the perfect three, catching a sharp pass from Andrew Bogut and letting one fly over Memphis's Matt Barnes. That's all I had on the craziest three-pointers that Steph's ever made.